שמש דקה ומרפא בכנפיה.
Before we continue to follow the narrative, I would like to take a breath and a closer look at Naomi's condition. She has reached the absolute low point of her life. Humanly, realistically, it's all hopeless. She has no future. Her family had fled abroad from their duty and responsibility as Ephraim in the house of bread. And there, abroad, Elimelech, her husband, died. And then her 2 sons took Moabite wives and died. When Naomi now is on her way back to her Judean homeland, together with her 2 Moabite daughters-in-law, she's a failed existence in every sense of the word. Naomi advises her 2 daughters-in-law what is best for Orpah and Ruth. Separate yourselves from me. Maybe your mothers will find a man for you once again. The Bible knows of the option of levirate marriage. That means that a brother of a deceased man was to father an offspring with his widowed sister-in-law. And Naomi here in the text explains in striking detail the biological impossibility of this social way out. Turn back, my daughters. Why do you want to go with me? Do I have children left in my womb who could become your husbands? Turn back, my daughters, go, for I am too old to become the wife for a man. If I'd say, I have hope, even if I would be a man's wife tonight, even if I'd bear children, would you really want to wait until they're grown up? Would you shut yourselves out and refrain from marrying? No, my daughters, for it is exceedingly bitter for me because of you. In the end, she explains, for the hand of the Lord has gone out against me. But immediately before that, she says something that is strangely ambiguous in Hebrew. Marli me'od mikem. Bible translators have been guessing around since ancient times. The old Syriac translation says, for I am bitterly sorry for your sakes. Or the older, original, authentic Syriac translation says, I am much worse at this than you are. The Greek Septuagint translates, I am bitterly sorry for your sakes. I'm worse at it than you are. The authoritative King James Version says, for it grieveth me much for your sakes. And likewise, newer translations go, for it is exceedingly bitter for me for your sake. The ancient Jewish interpreters of Scripture observed the literal translation, which somehow Christians Christian translators seem reluctant to approach. I am very bitter. And it says literally, from you. You are the reason for my plight, for you have caused my sons to die. By the way, if we keep that in mind, that Naomi is a model, a parallel for the Jewish people today, and we are Ruth, and this all mirrors our relationship. Actually, the Jewish people, whether we or they are aware of it or not, from a biblical point of view, we Gentile believers are responsible for the plight, the misery of the Jewish people. If it is right what the Apostle Paul says in Romans 11 verse 11, that through their fall, salvation comes to the Gentiles. Now, Naomi, what she says literally is, I am very bitter from you. And perhaps while saying this, it happens in life, she realized suddenly how harsh she is speaking towards her daughters-in-law, who had actually only been shown chesed, loving kindness towards her. And so she quickly turns and blames the Lord. But one thing is clear. Naomi is angry with her husband, with the circumstances, with Moab and with Judea and with her daughters-in-law and with the God who has created and arranged and chosen and somehow put all these things together. Naomi is absolutely embittered. And this again is expressed quite clearly towards the end of the chapter, when her former neighbors, her classmates, her working colleagues, the women in Bethlehem with whom she had been growing up together and who are naturally familiar with her circumstances, when she meets them and they ask, is that not Naomi? And then she answers, don't call me Naomi, call me Mara. Call me the bitter one, because Shaddai, the Almighty One, has dealt with me bitterly. I left full, empty the Lord has brought me back. Why do you call me Naomi, the lovely one, the pleasant one? The Lord has humiliated me. Shaddai, the Almighty One, has done evil to me. If we wish to understand Ruth's reaction, Ruth's dealing and behavior towards Naomi, and how that can be a model for our behavior towards the Jewish nation, we have to understand the condition Naomi is in.